Hi everyone, this is Wida Schmidt live from Berlin studio. I'm excited to welcome you all to today's CC webinar executive interview. My special guest today is Enrico Bagnasco, Chief Technology Officer at Sparkle. Hello Enrico, how are you doing today?
Hello to you and to all the people listening. Thank you, we're fine. Thank you very much.
We are happy and honored having you here and looking forward to learning more about the insight that you have to share with us today. Let's start with the first question, which is, please tell us more about the recent announcement of Blue and Raman cable systems and how these new submarine cable systems will meet existing and potential growing customer demands.
Well, as you have seen, we've announced this collaboration with Google and others on July 21st. We will build this rather comprehensive system, which is made of what we call a blue segment and a Raman segment, two submarine cable systems that are end-to-end connected. There are different merits to this project, of course. First of all, we're talking about one of the key areas of traffic growth between Europe, Africa, Middle East, and the south of Asia, one of the major the growing area for traffic and for commercial interest, of course. In particular, what we call the blue part will touch many different points in the Mediterranean, Italy, France, Greece, Israel, while the Raman part will connect Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Djibouti, Oman, and India. Now, the key merits of the systems we think are different. First of all is the size of the system. We're talking about 16 fiber pairs. End-to-end, each of them will carry around more than 24 terabits per second with the current technology end-to-end. And that's one point. The other point, of course, is the latency, because we have identified optimized routes that will allow, as an example, from the Middle East to the north of Europe, to reduce latency by a few milliseconds. So something very relevant for the market. The third merit, of course, is the diversification. We have identified, again, new routes, in particular, again, on the Mediterranean part. We will cross the Strait of Messina instead of crossing, like all submarine cables, the Sicily Channel. This has a double merit of having a different new route where diversity, we know how much is key, as well as improved latency. And then, of course, there is the benefit of an open cable architecture, meaning that the fiber asset that will be sold to our customer will then become managed by them on whatever technology and technology solution they would like to adopt. So we are very far away from the traditional cable consortia where, you know, all this technical decision had to be done together by all the consortia member based on common and on a set of shared interest and choices. In this case, every asset owner will be fully independent. Of course, Sparkle is able to provide additional service on top of the infrastructure. It can provide the NOC as a service solutions, and can provide the technology advisory. It can provide, of course, the full running, purchasing and running of the solution should the customer decide to do so. But on the other hand, they could be fully independent. So the combination of all of this, we think, makes Blue Raman something quite specially, because the innovation has moved to many different directions. And last but not least is also the landing in particular in Italy, the landing towards the north of Europe, again, is something new. As anticipated, the cable system will land in Genova, which is as well as in Marseille, but the landing in Genoa is another first in the scenario. The landing in Genova will provide a fully differentiated landing point. As we know, many cables land in Marseille, and this can become, again, a point of a critical point of failure for infrastructure. So again, also the landing has been designed as something new. And by the way, from Genoa to the north of Europe, we have a very short route, an express route that again translate into low latency, and therefore translate into a very relevant feature for business.
Thank you very much for sharing this valuable insight. And once again, congratulations for this big achievement. Let's move to the next question, if I may address the second question. How does the new market situation and fast digital transformation impact Sparkle business, and how the company is equipping itself with the new flexible solutions and platform to manage it successfully?
Well, you know, a similar question 1 year ago would bring answers like pandemic has really changed everything. We are all working from home and so on. I think 1 year later we are realizing more or less that this is not something special. There is not something episodical. This is in fact has become for all of us, the new normal. Maybe actually the new normal would be more a combination, let's say, of physical and digital present, not the full digital of the last few months once the pandemic is over. But at the end, COVID-19 has really become an acceleration of this digitalization. And it's an acceleration that is with us. It's no longer, going away. Is with us. So whether you're speaking about entertainment at home, including live events, moving to network streaming and to digital service, or you're speaking about office activities that are now conducted regularly and massively. 10,000s of employees working on a remote video and collaboration platform, or also an acceleration of the back-end systems of the company that more and more no longer resides on local premises but are moved to cloud. All of this has caused basically two actions. One is the massive growth of traffic, because everything we mentioned calls for more traffic. And the second is more availability, because without the full availability of such digital services and network infrastructure, nothing works anymore. Either watching a movie at home, or a sport event, or working, or doing an interview like we are doing here. So the actual need of full availability of high performance networking has become a necessity for all we do, much more than in the past. This translates into a lot of pressure for us, for a carrier like Sparkle, as well as a carrier like TIM or national carriers. on both aspects, as I said, more traffic and more availability. So, and we need to work on both effects. We need to work on having our network with more diversification, more robustness built in from the design and the build of the infrastructure, as well as we need to have more flexibility on rearranging the traffic on different routes, and rearranging the fact that from business you no longer, there are two key effects on the business traffic. One is that no longer the business networks are involving the business locations, because people are at home and people will stay at home. So actually domestic connection to employees' homes becomes an integral part of the business network. On the other hand, the cloud effect. So backends are moved more and more into clouds. Workload that they used to reside at customer premises moved in clouds, maybe in different clouds, because again, you want to have diversification in different countries and maybe different cloud operators. So multi-cloud is another key of the business drivers transformation. All of this translates into services. So once the infrastructure is ready, is powerful enough, is diversified enough, on top of it, you have to build services like SD-WAN, SaaS, multi-cloud services that are actually, let me say, the tools out of which business customers and wholesale customers build their own services. So it's really a heavy transformation and acceleration on both levels, the way we build the physical infrastructure and the way we build digital services on top of it.
Incredibly interesting, Enrico. Thank you very much indeed for giving this insightful overview. Next question will be related with the future plans. Please tell us, Enrico, what is your company focus in the coming years and new investment plans?
Okay, it's very much in line with my point that I just described. Let's say that we will organize our plan along three main drivers. The first one is infrastructure as such. Okay, we need to build more infrastructure. We need to. That's one point. The second point is we need to extend the capacity of our network. And the third one is related to services and business features, with a key focus in mind of the large international enterprise customers, which are more really, again, transforming themselves in something different than the traditional infrastructure, than the traditional business enterprise infrastructure. Now, regarding infrastructure, again, we are designing and we are evaluating new submarine cables, new routes, and together with them, new connectivity hubs, because the way we build infrastructure is that we just don't build the submarine cable, but on the landing area of the cable, we built an interconnection hub whereby we will be able to host other carriers to buy our capacity, but also, interconnect with other carriers. So a networking effect around the landing cable station and our digital hubs for connectivity. We do this in partnership, typically, similar to the Blue Raman case. So no longer the large consortium approach. I think we have found a good mix of partners whereby we share cost, investment, risk, but all of us, each of us, will retain the complementary benefit of the infrastructure. So it's a good balance. On the network capacity, the challenge is always the same, and it's a never-ending battle between the market price erosion of the connectivity service on one hand. Market want more and with less unit price. And on the other hand, we have to balance that with equipment and maintenance cost. So here the name of the game is to run extensive negotiations and tenders like we are doing to select which are the key technology partners as well as operations partner that can share and support our journey, because it's not a one-off or one month's operation. Is a many years worldwide operation we have to optimize. The third area is maybe the more difficult, the more ambitious, and is that of new digital services and features. We have to understand what are the needs of our customer and prepare services in support of that. Roughly speaking, if we may consider two types of customer for Sparkle. If we consider the wholesale market, we think that the key needs of the carrier-to-carrier environment is automation of all commercial and operational processes. So we have to work in the standardization and the deployment of APIs, whereby all the processes that now run people to people, telephone to telephone, becomes API to API. With a big set of improvements in terms of not just cost and efficiency, which is relevant, but also predictability, but also traceability, but also correctness of the data. So that's a key point in the wholesale segment. Regarding enterprise, the needs of the enterprise, and I mean large international enterprise, is again, connectivity within the sites, connectivity between the sites and the people's home, that's new, and connectivity between the sites and the multi-cloud. So all of these calls for SD-WAN, SASE, multi-cloud connectivity, a lot of orchestration. Orchestration has become key, orchestration between networking services, orchestration between network and cloud services, orchestration between BSS, business-oriented services, and operational services. And we're working a lot around that. That's, as I said, probably the most ambitious area, but is truly relevant, because these are the ingredients that the customer, the enterprise and the carrier customer needs to do their own transformation. So we want to be an enabler for that, and this is what we have to do. Of course, the plan is under construction, is under review. Many options on the table. As always, we plan to finalize and communicate the numbers, or at least the drivers and the key directions, by the end of the year.
I'm thrilled to, yeah, sorry.
No, I'm not, please.
I'm thrilled to learn more about Sparkle's future plans and key focus areas. Thank you very much indeed for sharing. We are now at the end of our today's interview. Is there anything else you would like to add today before we finish the interview, Enrico?
I'm thinking, of course, there are, many activities that correlate to this. meaning that in parallel to all of this, we are transforming. We need to transform ourselves, Sparkle itself, to become more and more a digital company, more and more a data-driven company. So maybe this is not visible to the market in a sense in terms of service, but it's very visible to ourselves. So internally, we are going through a similar evolution, and it's going well, and we see a lot of benefits. So maybe that's something that, as I said, the market won't see as such. Hopefully, it will see a better performance from us to them.
Let's hope. Thank you so much. Remarkable, and thank you so much for this highly interesting interview, Enrico, and for being with us today here virtually. Everyone who is watching this recorded version of the interview, as well as reading the featured article in the upcoming September GCCA magazine issue, thank you so much for watching and reading. I'm also looking forward to meet Enrico in person at the upcoming CC Infrastructure Summit in Rome on 29 and 30. So anyone who are interested, please feel free to join this event in Rome, which takes place physically and virtually. And till then, I would say goodbye, and until next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you in Rome. You know, we really want to go back to some physical part. Digital is good, but physical, we need that. Thank you.
I agree fully. Thank you so much, Enrico.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.